catch up with Kyle Kirkwood, who is going to start 15th tomorrow. So I know you weren't thrilled with the balance after practice, but what were you battling here?
Yeah, I mean, we kind of threw the kitchen sink at it after practice one, trying to find something, kind of going back, kind of went back to our car from the previous weekend we were here. And we just missed the balance a little bit, I think. It really wasn't that the car was bad. It's just because we did so many changes that we might have just missed the balance a little bit. So if we would have nailed that down, I think we would have been right there. But obviously, Devin was P1, so that car was pretty quick. There are some differences between our cars, but yeah, so, I mean, it's just one of these weekends, right, where you only get one practice session. You got to figure it out in one, and we didn't really have it figured out. So hopefully with this and with warm-up, we'll actually have a good race car.
Thanks, Kyle.
Well, it's been a strange day. A lot of heavyweights not advancing into round two. What challenges were you facing, Scott?
Mostly just understeer there. The car felt pretty decent on the primaries, and then yeah, kind of maybe misjudged the go lap, and then kind of got off sequence there a little bit. And towards the end there, I was just really struggled to get the car rotated in 4, and then also in 10. I was actually up, I think, which would have got us through until turn 8. And then lost everything in turn 9, especially turn 10. I had to get right out of gas before the car went off the track. So, yeah, definitely frustrating.
Generally speaking, road course qualifying is so important, but is this maybe one that stands out more than most, where you can make something happen during the race?
It's tough. You know, a lot of it depends on the tire. It's definitely a different tire this weekend than what we've had previous, especially for the red. But yeah, all of them, you know, make a big difference unless you get off strategy or you get lucky with a caution. So, yeah, we're going to have to try a lot from back there.
Okay, thank you, Scott.
I heard you say you got loose on entry, and was that ultimately the moment that you feel like separated you from advancing?
Yeah, I mean, it looked like we were going to go through at least. You know, I was way down on my lap time, but then, you know, pushing so hard, and it's so hard to get right. And then entry turn 10, you know, I go in there. Previous lap, it was fine, and now it just got too loose, and I lost like three tenths or something. So, bummer. You know, I think that was going to be a lap where we could have advanced, and I mean, advancing at this for us in this season, you know, that would be like having a shout out for the pole. So that would have been very nice, but unfortunately just that one moment. So tough.
It's super tight. You got to be perfect, and any mistake makes a big.
Nashville. So how close were you? What ultimately impacted you on that final lap?
I mean, it's as close as it always gets here in IndyCar, especially come qualifying. I think around this place, everybody has it figured out. So we knew that it was going to be tight, and it wasn't a perfect run from our side. I kind of cocked up the first flying lap, and then the second one was good, just not good enough.
What does a week make? What can you do this week now that you've got a race under your belt, and there aren't so many concrete walls here to really be able to push and see what you can find?
Yeah, I mean, we'll see. Obviously, still a very hectic weekend. Obviously, only one practice and then straight into quali, and then final practices later today. So we'll see what we can get out of it. Hopefully, we can focus a little bit more on the race. I think we had good pace, but everything else is just something that I need fine-tuning in terms of tire management, fuel saving, pit stop, all of that still. So hopefully, we get final practice to kind of get that on the way.
Let's talk about your lap first. You got out, you shook your head. I think there was more on the table, wasn't there?
Yeah, I kind of like overcooked the tires on the first run. I should have took it easy a little bit with the Firestone tires. And then second one, when I went for it, the rear start snapping a little bit, and it just quite couldn't make it. I know we would have something, obviously not for the pole position, but for sure something a little bit more forward. Unfortunately, not a lot of people might not know, but we have a 6 penalty grid because of changing engine. So we would be our best qualifying for sure of the year, except from Io, but looks like we're getting better and better all the time.
And let's talk about this morning, too. The future is bright for this organization. You're a minority stakeholder now, so exciting times ahead for you.
Big time. I can't thank enough, again, my Chank, of course, Liberty Group, the whole entire organization partners that we have as well, because they were able to accept me. I'm thrilled. Obviously, it's something, role that's going to be completely new chapter in my career, but I want to remind everyone, I'm not retiring, okay? I'm still going to be able to race a lot of other series as well, SRX, IMSA, NASCAR, Stock Car Brazil, whatever it is, we would never know. But for sure, Indy 500 is in our focus right now. We're going to go for Drive for 5 for sure, and we will get it. So now, Tom Blomqvist better call me boss now, because that's the only way I accept him in the team.
Yeah, make sure you remind him of that too. Passion to win still burns as fiery as ever for Helio.
Peter, what a strange day so far. No Penske's, no Ganassis in the Firestone Fast 6. What were you guys missing?
A little bit of everything. Honestly, we had the great car, just missed a little bit of speed and also didn't really nail the lap. And here it's, you lose a lot of positions if you don't nail your lap. So, yeah, confident for tomorrow, but, obviously a bit bummed not being on the Fast 6.
Not an awful position, though. What can you do from the race there, especially when you consider big picture? I assume you still look at it like, hey, we can take some chances. We've got a nice cushion in the championship.
Yeah, I mean, we're starting P9 tomorrow, right? So it's not a bad starting position. We can do a lot from there, especially being such a long race and with the strategy. So, yeah, we're not big fans of the alternate tires, so hopefully it's going to be a black tire race tomorrow and we can make up some positions.
There you go. That's one of the answers we're always looking for. What is the tire of preference? We know what it is for the championship leader and the winner of this last event here in May.
And he'll start 7th tomorrow. It is his best career qualifying effort in his rookie campaign here in IndyCar. So we talked a lot about you coming back to this racetrack now for the first time. It's the first time you've gotten to do that this year. Has that been something that's made you more comfortable?
Yeah, for sure. It was nice to prepare for this race, not knowing what to expect. So we sort of came here with a good idea of where we wanted to start in terms of car setup and also, driving from a driving point of view. So that was quite reassuring. It's a shame that we missed out on the Fast 6 by the smallest of margins, but that's how IndyCar is sometimes.
What will be the challenge for you starting 7th tomorrow? That's a winnable position with all the strategies, but it's always a challenge.
Yeah, who knows what's going to happen tomorrow? The weather could be a bit dodgy. You name it, anything can happen. So there's a bit of a question mark over the tyre compounds, how they will last. So we'll see this afternoon in the warm-up, but I expect a chaotic race as usual, and we'll try to make the best of it. Marcus
Armstrong going to start 7th tomorrow. He's the best of the Chip Ganassi cars. For the first time in 6 years, I'm pleased to present you with the NTT P1 Pole Award. 2.5 months ago, we sat right here, and I think you were maybe at one of the lowest points of your career. What is the significance of not only putting this car on pole, but doing it here?
Well, it means a lot, Code 3 Associates, to get them on pole and this entire team. I mean, everybody's seen it. We've had to work ridiculously hard to get back. So this isn't a win, but it feels like it for us. I think everybody can imagine that. And it's just nice to feel competitive. It's nice to be able to push and get something out of the car. You ask for it, you demand it, and it's there. And certainly I'm pleased because honestly through qualifying the balance had really gone away from me from this morning. So I was pleased to make it happen, man. It feels really sweet.
The team has been improving all summer, but how special is it for you to be the one that delivers this type of performance?
Well, at the end of the year here, it's pretty good. I certainly, for Christian to be P2 as well, Jack barely missing out on the Fast 6. For this entire organization, it means the world. As I said to you this morning, we expected to come here and be competitive, but you never know what that means. And, last year we were good in May, we struggled in August, and so to be able to see it translate and stuff this year, and for me to get a pole, it means a lot, man. It definitely is. Now, hopefully it'll make the job a lot easier tomorrow.
I was going to say, how optimistic are you about tomorrow starting where you start now?
Well, I mean, I'm very. But not only that, I thought that this morning, on runs that were older tires, like we were really solid, and the data showed that. The compares to others showed that. So let's just hope it's a great day tomorrow.
A lot to be excited about for Graham Rahal and Rahal Letterman Lanigan Racing. He'll lead us to green tomorrow at the Indy Road Course.
Best for the Andretti Autosport team today as well. Devlin, what did you find in qualifying and really throughout the whole day today?
Honestly, I was very happy with how we rolled off in practice. We did a few things going into qualifying. I think we needed to just nail the balance, and between round 1 and the Fast 6, we really didn't change much. Very happy, obviously, with how we ended up today. Looking forward to having a good result tomorrow.
Well done. Devlin DeFrancesco gets a good go at it starting from 5th tomorrow, Dylan.
Let's talk big picture. I mean, I know that, you've been on pole a couple times. You've won a race this year, but the strength of the team here, I think, has been remarkable, isn't it?
I think we proved that once again to today. So I'm looking forward to see what we can do tomorrow. I think that the team is strong, as you said, and we've had both poles this season here at the road course. So I certainly do think that we can do something great tomorrow. We got 2 opportunities on splitting strategy and seeing what works best. and then we'll see how it is tomorrow. I'm definitely hungry for another win. But at this point, I'm really happy for Graham to get his pole.
Do you feel like Graham is your biggest competition potentially tomorrow?
Yes, we'll see.
All right, yes, we will. It's all Rahal, Letterman, Lanigan front row. Christian Lundgaard going to start second.